location.
It's time for John and Ken to throw in a dumpster.
Kfi Pace is 480 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. So this is the time of the show, almost every week, where we bring together mob members from all over the globe to help us throw a hack at a dumpster. I mean, it's a very bunch, a lot of Eastern Europeans there, but heavy on the Eastern Europeans, and some other strains as well. But so it's usually somebody who's been in the news recently and deserves to be thrown in the dumpster. It's our way of saying you're right.
That's right.
Boy, this guy, as soon as I heard his voice, as soon as I saw him, I knew he was headed for a dumpster. There's some guys that just radiate incompetence and dishonesty. It was, we believe, a week ago, Friday, October 1st, and we know that people in the area of Huntington Beach were complaining about a smell in the air. Some thought it was garbage, others thought they were already sure it was like a gas leak. They started calling the Huntington Beach Police Department, and you know what happened from there. The next day it was a huge story. There was a massive pipeline leak off of Huntington Beach. Now, fast forward a week, the theory most of the week was that some sort of an anchor dragged the pipeline and caused the gas. Now they're not so sure that that happened exactly around the time of the leak or just before the leak. They think it could have happened several months to a year before the leak killed tens of thousands of gallons of crude oil. They tracked the ships in the area, and I guess none of the ships went over that spot at that time. I guess that's the theory. So maybe it got dragged a while back and stretched the pipe to its limits, but it didn't quite crack until... There are some that are saying it may not have been an anchor drag. That there just could have been corrosion and deterioration in that pipeline that eventually caused it to have that gas. We don't know. Well, the truth is they did not upgrade and replace the pipe for all the companies that owned it for 41 years. That's really the cause of it. That's the original pipe down there from 1980. Yeah, and the other thing that's a serious problem, and another reason why this person's going in the dumpster, is the whole timeline of this. You probably know that while the media started reporting it on Saturday, the company's saying they weren't aware of the spill till 8:09 a.m. on Saturday. Yet some sort of alarm went off at 2:30 a.m., 3.5 hours earlier. So why didn't they react to that? It's like a pressure alarm to indicate there's some sort of problem with the oil going through the pipe. But they smelled the stink 6 o'clock the previous evening. So the alarm goes off. The Clarksville workers, was anybody there? Did they smell the stink? Or who was there on a Friday night? The alarm goes off at 2:30, which is 8.5 hours later. And then it took another 3.5 hours to turn the pipe off, according to their explanation. And then the CEO is claiming, well, we didn't actually become aware of it till 8 o'clock Saturday morning, which would be 14 hours after the smell, and 6 hours after the alarm went off, and 3 hours after they shut off the pipe. None of it makes sense. A foreign ship anchored in the waters off Huntington Beach reported to the Coast Guard that it saw a tube longer than 2 miles just after 6 p.m. on October 1st last Friday. And then you have the satellite image from the European Space Agency indicating a likely oil slick. There's all this talk, I remember, and that was reported to the Coast Guard at 2:06 a.m. on Saturday. There's all this talk about, well, it's too dark, they couldn't be sure it was an oil slick, it's just too hard to see, and stuff like that. So, I think the idea that something could leak, that a pipe could leak 100,000 gallons of oil, and nobody could really figure out what's going on, that is such nonsense. What a load of horsepower. Now it could be as low as 25,000 gallons is a lot of oil. 100,000 gallons is a lot of oil. That's a lot of oil either way. How does that come out of a pipe? They don't have sensors? They don't have pressure sensors? They don't have... So they do, apparently. But there was one report that just because there's been a change in pressure doesn't indicate that there's necessarily a fracture or a gas in the pipeline.
But sometimes these things just kind of happen and trigger. They called it a low alarm level, a low alarm.
So you wait for hours until it gushes out hundreds of, not when you're.
Well, one expert I read said that when that happens, those alarms go off, you need to shut down the pipeline so you can just check out what happens.
Except it doesn't.
No, I guess I had to be done.
You know what? I'm all for drilling all over the place and getting oil. The world is not going to be able to run on wind and solar.
Yes.
Okay, that's a delusional fantasy by crazy people. But you can't do this either. And it always comes down to incompetence and greed. Spend the money, replace the pipe, upgrade it, protect it, encase it so in case...
Well, you'll pay more at the pump then.
Well, we're already paying out our rear ends at the pump.
Well, prices flow downhill.
It would be nice if a penny or two at least led to these pipes being upgraded.
Which brings us to our hat. And yes, we're going to play you the audio and then get him in the dumpster. It is the Amplify CEO Martin Wilshire. And again, a terrible time at the timeline. In fact, he was kind of denying the 2:30 a.m. alarm, wasn't he?
Yes, he was at one point, and that 2:30 alarm is information that came from the government after
From the federal regulators, huh?
Right. So the alarm either went off or it didn't. But I love people, they deny things, but they don't explain why they're denying it. All right, so what time did the alarm go off? And why there's probably a computerized record that records this stuff.
And for liability reasons, he has to say either positive things or no comment, right? Because whatever you say can go be used against you kind of thing.
It's not too bright a bulb.
There's a lot of lawsuits already. A bunch of residents of Laguna Beach have just filed a lawsuit that this is going to play out for years to come. So here is a compilation of Mr. Bill.
The 4,000 feet displacement of the pipeline. If you can picture the pipeline essentially vertically, the pipeline has essentially been pulled like a bowstring. And so at its widest point is 105 feet away from where it was. So it is kind of in almost a semicircle. And that is what we have found. At this point, all of our data, photos, videos, etc. have been and will be turned over to the investigative authorities, and they will continue to look for causes here. I'd like to also just make sure that, no matter what we go through on the causal analysis, that we are fully committed to continue our efforts to fully supportive of maintaining supporting VIA demand this entire process, and we're not going to stop until this is everything. So like I said, we're going to be fully ready, and they can determine everything from there. We are